All right, we're back. Losers semis, side 2. Hot off the game between Derek and Dzebz. A bit of an unfortunate ending on that very last stock, but everything up to that was textbook melee. Get ready to see more of that between PooBlaster and Dave.
Sorry, I'm just talking to my buddy. Rack is yeah, we started like 3 hours or what? Yeah, we started.
At this point, you have to keep in mind, the main thing going through both players' heads is, I'm not ready to go home just yet.
Yeah, it's like
Luigi Falco. This is another one of those matchups that you don't expect to see very often, and it's a little bit hard to follow. But keep in mind, as always with Melee, the goal is pretty simple. Stay in the center of the stage, keep your opponent away from you. Get as much damage as you can, get them off the screen.
2-2, and then last stop, they get one.
The main thing you're going to see out of the Luigi player here is abusing Luigi's insane movement potential. He just slips and slides all over the screen like greased lightning. He can be wherever he wants to be, whenever he wants to be there. Down B is going to force a tech chase situation, but no major punish.
I'm not gonna do that.
Back air sends him all the way out. Misfire, though, is going to bring him back nice and safe. It's a 1 out of 10 chance that you pull that off. But even when it lands, it just turns the tide so suddenly.
There's a little bit of there, so. And he's playing a little bit. When David's our friend too. We're all buddies.
It's just so hard to find an edge guard against Luigi. He slips in and slips out whenever he wants to. Look at this. Whoa! I don't know which part of the hitbox that was. Up air's going to put him back off.
Probably, I would say.
It's crazy, the duality of Luigi. On the one hand, he's almost impossible to edge guard, but on the other hand, he's so good at edge guarding you. Back air gets him back off stage. Forward air. You might have seen knockback like that in our previous set. Luigi's forward air, very similar to Sheep's forward air, in the way that it pushes your opponent so low that recovering is, if not impossible, very painful.
It was good. It was shitty because it was like rain.
Dash attack is unsafe and you get a full combo
We did
with that
okay
grab.
still, but
These techs. Ooh! You hate to see it. Caught his double jump with that side B. Still, 2 stocks to 1 in PooBlaster's favor. In these situations, you're going to be tempted to point to the stock lead as the advantage, but stock leads can be very deceptive on a stage this small. Any time without any warning, you could be down 2 stocks in less than 20 seconds. And still, sometimes, it's the other player who's losing their stocks so quickly. And that's game 1. Solid, pretty quick game, under 3 minutes. Short moment of decision on the stage before we settle on Pokemon Stadium. PooBlaster coming hot off that win. He's got a lot of momentum moving into this game. The one thing about this stage that's worth keeping in mind is the transformations can actually hurt Luigi a lot. He gets a lot less room to move around depending on the transformation you get, and corralling Luigi into these corners can be really great for characters like Falco that know how to push him into the edge. Already up to 103%. Scratch that 126. Dzebz knows how to get every bit of damage that he can get away with. Both players playing so safe, trying to find that one opening that's guaranteed. But in Melee, nothing's guaranteed. Wow! I can't believe he got a hold of the ledge there. The over 100 getup looked like it was going to cut it, but it didn't quite. Instead, up throw down air is going to cost Dzebz his stop. Down air, nair on the tech in place. Solid. This is some of that power of the transformation that we were talking about. On specifically the earth and fire variations, it can be really tough for Luigi to get that space that he needs to really push his advantages. Down B's going to move him back towards the wall. No tech either time, and the forward air gets him that stop. Down smash response. This down B is putting in so much work on the landing for PooBlaster. He just manages to find the exact spot where he needs to come in to avoid the hitboxes. Looking for that misfire, just not quite finding it, and the back air is going to cost him a stock. Even stocks, but 74% is deadly against Luigi. As you saw there, it's now 2-1 in PooBlaster's favor. Uses the down B to get out of that combo. PooBlaster is just impossible to nail down. No matter where you put him, he always breaks out of that fancy little box you made for him. Forward smash. Taking him all the way out. And the ledge hog to make sure he doesn't come back. 70% looks pretty dangerous, and that's because it is. But percentage is deceptive. If you never get hit, your percentage doesn't matter. All you have to do is keep the pressure long enough to get that stop. Back throw puts him all the way out. And down air. The second game for PooBlaster. If you're Dzebz right here, there's only one thing you're thinking. I'm not done yet. Game 3, we're going to settle on the stages. Both players taking a moment to catch their breaths. These games have been so intense, and it's not going to stop. The character switch from Dzebz, a very smart decision, actually. Luigi is a really good weight for Marth to combo. You can get away with a lot of stuff that you can't really get away with when you're playing the Falco. Jab doesn't quite connect fully. The air dodge looks like a bit of a misinput. Up throw forward air. This is one of the major advantages that Marth's going to have in these situations. It's kind of a pain for Luigi to keep him away from the stage. He's got to wait until you come back to sneak in that down air or that forward air. Look at this movement from Dzebz. Answering the major advantage of Luigi with movement of his own. Up throw. This is the key to victory for Dzebz here. If he can keep Luigi above him for long enough to get major damage down, he might be able to take those stocks before PooBlaster has time to settle in. Solid bait with the down tilt. Forces him to commit to a spot dodge, and he can get that grab. He's just not getting the punishes he needs. He's getting the reads, but it's not going far enough, and PooBlaster just gets right back in there and takes everything for himself. Ooh. Looking for that spot dodge again, but it looks like PooBlaster is not going to fall for the same trick twice. Roll is a bit committal, and PooBlaster's taking a huge lead off of that punish. He's already up a stock at 151%. The counter, a bit inadvisable. It's going to cost you a stock. 4 stocks to 2. Game 3, you really don't want to go home in a situation like this. After the character switch on Final Destination, it's devastating. 102. The Marthritis is starting to set in here. Marth as a character is really good at getting those early kills, but if he can't find that setup early, you get to that 80 to 100% range, too many of his hits send you too far away, and he can't get a good follow-up. He can't find that kill that he needs. We call that Marthritis. Up smash. Sends him all the way out. Looking for that edge guard, but he still has double jump available. As long as you have your double jump, finding that edge guard is going to be a bit tricky. But if I had to pick a player to do it, I'd say PooBlaster could pull it off every time. Forward smash. There we go. Now that we've got that stray hit, oh, but speaking of stray hits, an immediate response. 3 stocks to 1. Last stock of the tournament. It's all up to Dzebz to find the opening he needs. Short hop double fair. Dash attack gets him above you. PooBlaster just does not crack under pressure. You can put as much damage down as you like, but he keeps his cool every time. Dash attack isn't going to allow for a follow-up at this percent. Forward throw. Ooh, he was looking for the down air there, but his opponent was just a little bit too low. Looking for it again. Still too low. He just can't find the opening he's looking for. That's going to cost a stock. 2 stocks to 1. 96% on your last stock in the tournament. This is not a place I would envy anybody for. Uh-oh. Look at the movement from both. Wow! Catches the spot dodge with a raw Shoryuken. Incredible performance. Wow. What a game. Absolutely destructive performance from PooBlaster. A disgusting 3-0 moves him into losers finals. We'll be right back.
You should be me next against winner of that, right?
Sir.
Me and Shane, right?
Yes, sir.
And then Dan